Welcome everybody to another edition of Shout from the Heart, and it's a very special edition because we have somebody who turned 49 today.
Yep.
And she's holding the camera right now on TikTok. Um, None other than my mom, and then behind the camera for YouTube is my brother Justice. Quick mentions that I didn't really have on the topics of discussion, but I don't talk about these sports enough, so I'm going to. LeBron James and his son, beautiful thing. Don't like the hate. You can hate his dad, but don't hate him because you hate his daddy. That's it. That's I don't know. That's just kind of foolish to have attitude. You don't have to like him, but, you know, just because his dad is LeBron James and you don't like him, just. But that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to that. And ironically, we finished the last game of this series. We finished 3-1. And how ironic is it that we actually finished the game 3-1? I'm talking about the Yankees dominating the Kansas City Royals. After game 2, there was a guy on our team that said, "Oh, that was a fluke, and we're gonna prove that." And it wasn't a fluke. They beat us by 4-2 at home. So I don't know how easy you would think that the Royals are. Next up is either Detroit or Cleveland. So don't sleep on those two teams, And the WNBA playoffs are commencing with the finals. Liberty, I think the Liberty won last night, didn't they, Mama? Yes, they won in overtime. And I woke up to that. I'm like, wow, that was an overtime game? Okay. That's nice. I'm getting some new faces in the WNBA. But I hate that Caitlin Clark didn't stay. And I hate that Angel Reese wasn't in it. And credit to the Chicago Sky, all the respect in the world for Teresa Witherspoon, but it was time for a change. We had to make some changes there. So kudos to them. Robert Saleh, Aaron Rodgers did it to you, man. I don't care what nobody says. Aaron Rodgers did that to you. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers sent you out the door. It didn't have nothing to do with the general manager. I could care less what the general manager and the owner had to say about it. We all know Aaron Rodgers had something to do with that. We all know. But anyway, let's get to the main event stuff, and then I'll take questions. And I hope my Saints tight end friend, I was getting ready to say wide receiver, but tight end friend, I hope he's on. Because I hope to have you on the show one day. I know I got to go through the proper channels, but that's just a station break. I hope to have you on the show one day. We'll have to communicate about that some other time when you got the free time. But let's get to the main event stuff. Bad Blood, WWE. We found out Goldberg returned, for a little thing with Gunther, and they had a little confrontation. And Crown Jewel, which is the next pay-per-view before Survivor Series War Games, there's going to be the male and female world champions going up against each other to be crowned the Crown Jewel champion. So there's going to be a male Crown Jewel champion. There's going to be a women's Crown Jewel champion. So that should be interesting. The World Heavyweight Champion versus the WWE Champion, and the Raw Women's Champion versus the SmackDown Women's Champion. So that should be interesting. As of right now, we already know who's going to be facing who. Nia versus Liv, and Cody versus Gunther. And let's get to the first match of the evening. Justice, recall to me what I said about the Hell in a Cell match last week. What did I say on this podcast was going to happen?
That it was either going to be the last match, the best match of all, or it could have been the match before the last one.
Yeah, well, it was neither. It was the very first one. The very first match. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. CM Punk won. There was blood. There was screwdrivers. There was 2 boxes. There was chains. There was stairs. There was tables. There was chairs. All we were missing was ladders. But yeah, CM Punk got his revenge, and he's already went on this little thing like that Hell in a Cell match took a lot out of me. I don't know. Let me recuperate, that sort of thing. I'm not done, but I gotta see what the future holds for me right now. Nia Jax, like I had alluded to earlier, beat Bayley. Thought Tiffany was gonna cash in the Money in the Bank during the match, but the referee was just discombobulated. Thought she was gonna cash in the Money in the Bank, and ended up didn't doing it. So yeah, Damian Priest beat Finn Balor, which wasn't really much of a shocker, even though the Judgment Day tried to get into the match, but it didn't really work out in their favor. Rhea Ripley won the match by disqualification, but she did not win the title from Liv Morgan, even though Rey Mysterio's son, Dominic Mysterio, was suspended in a shark cage. Eventually, he got out hanging from 50 feet in the air, and Raquel Rodriguez, that's her name, Raquel Rodriguez, she came back at the wrong place at the wrong time. But she used to be former partners with Liv Morgan, so it kind of leads into more of the Judgment Day storyline. And I think Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley as the Terror Twins, that comes to an end. And they're going their separate ways. But respectfully, nobody turned on each other like the Judgment Day did to them. So, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. I acknowledge you, Roman Reigns, and so does Justice. The only tribal chief. We had a lot of ups and downs in this tag team match against the Bloodline. We saw Jimmy Uso returning to help out Roman Reigns. And at the end, we saw the final boss himself, Dwayne Johnson. But WWE fans will know him better as The Rock. The final boss, The Rock, came back and did the 1, 2, 3 with his hands and the gesturing motion, slashing his throat. Nobody knows what it means, but it could mean that he's coming back for something, He could be coming for Cody. He could be coming for Roman. There is rumors going around circulating that there will be a War Games match between Cody, Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, and the Bloodline. And The Rock will be on that team, and he will turn on Roman Reigns at Survivor Series. So that should be interesting. But let's get to the NFL picks. Bears and the Jaguars and the Bears in London, England. The Bears are going to beat the Jaguars. Okay, the Jaguars. They're not all that. Okay, the Jaguars are just not all that. Oh, and before I get any further into the NFL picks, I just want to say that Wake Forest is kind of turning around, but it's still not there yet. We beat NC State. We beat them. Not by much. Only 4 points, but we beat them. And tomorrow we got a tough one against Clemson. I see a loss, but I said that last week. I see a loss. I said it against NC State, but stranger things have happened. Last time I faced Clemson at home, we actually went into double overtime, and we could have had it. We could have had it had it not been for that drop pass. We could have had it. We could have had them right where we wanted them. But hey, listen, we're 1-3 at home, and we're 1-0 on the road. So and then next week we got UConn, which I don't think they're a good football team, but you can't sleep on them schools that are good basketball schools, but not really good football schools. I mean, look at Duke, and look at what North Carolina's doing, and look at what NC State is doing. Look at what we're trying to do. And but I digress. The Bears are going to win against the Jaguars in London. Now the Commanders, they finally get to an opponent on their schedule where it's going to be a wake-up call. The Ravens are just starting to find themselves, and the Commanders have already found themselves. but we're going to see if they're pretenders or contenders. We're going to see it all unfold here when they have to face the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore, all the way to Baltimore. You know, that's my feeling on it, Justice. I know you had feelings. I saw your hand. I saw your hand going.
So, one of my football coaches for my team is a Baltimore Ravens fan. So,
You tell him he has one job on Sunday. He has one job. Beat the Commanders.
I hope so.
But then again, the hope. Yeah, the hope. The hope. Because, let's be honest, they should have lost to the Bengals. They should have lost. But, hey, it is what it is. The Arizona Cardinals and the Packers. The Packers are going to win this game because even though Arizona kind of gave the shocker upset against the 49ers, which I'm happy, and we'll get to the 49ers game of last night. We'll get to that later on in the show before we take questions off of TikTok. The Packers are going to beat the Cardinals, and I'm just only going off of, when I make these predictions, I'm going off of paper and what I've already seen in the regular season. I don't see enough from the Cardinals to where it's going to make me say, oh, they're going to beat the Packers. Nah. Packers got this one, especially with Jordan Love healthy again. Texans versus Patriots. Patriots, you guys are trash. You got to give it up. You said you're going to start Drake May at quarterback against that type of defense. Yeah. Go ahead, man. We got to get this. We got to get this going, man. We got to get it going here, man. The Bucks and the Saints. I'm going to say that the Bucks are going to bounce back off of that loss in Atlanta last Thursday. Oh, and by the way, on my sports show that I do with the church, I picked the Thursday night football games, and guess who is undefeated ever since they took the Thursday night games? I am 5-0. When it comes to picking the Thursday night football games. Now, next week, I can't do that because I've already used one of the two teams that is playing on Thursday night. I've already used the Saints. I can't use the Saints no more because it's an NFL pick 3 type of thing. So I can't use the Saints anymore. Unless the Saints just lose to the Buccaneers and the Broncos start doing something good. In a sense. So, yeah, Buccaneers going to win. And here we go with the main event of the evening from Cleveland, Ohio. With a quarterback with more lawsuits than Donald Trump. It's the Cleveland Browns versus a team who's still trying to find themselves. A quarterback who is right up there in the turnover margin. A defense that is making personnel changes. Cooper DeJean is playing. We got back A.J. Brown. We got Devontae Smith back. We got Lane Johnson back. We got Sidney Brown, who's supposed to be playing. Don't know if Isaiah Rodgers and them are playing. We got rid of Devin White for some idiotic reason. Because we signed him to some money, and then we just let him ride the bench for 5 games, and Justice, your comments here.
I just want to wish Cam Jurgens, our center, good luck. Make some good snaps, and Hurts, if you fumble it, or
it's your fault.
You intercept it. I'm going to Cleveland.
The game's in Philadelphia, sir.
Oh.
Yeah. The game's in Philadelphia. We ain't in Cleveland. They do own the series against us, but this is in Philadelphia. We're at home. Yeah.
Still going to get you, though.
Yeah. And we're Eagles fans, so we don't go against our team. So is self-explanatory. But stranger things have happened this season, so I don't sleep on the Browns for a second. Hopefully, these moves that we're making on defense and offense is gonna help us out. The Colts and the Titans. The Colts and the Titans. I'm gonna pick the Titans there. Colts, Anthony Richardson and company. I don't know. I don't see y'all doing it too much. Chargers and Broncos. Yeah, you're going up against a Harbaugh who just won the national championship at Michigan. And Bo Nix, I know you're trying to find yourself right now, but wrong game, wrong place, wrong time. Even though it's a home game, still wrong place, wrong time. Steelers, Raiders. I got the Steelers in that one. They got to bounce back off of that. Steelers, sorry, friend. You had one job. You had one job on Sunday/Monday, and you couldn't do it. By the way, Dak Prescott is the first quarterback in NFL history to throw 2 interceptions in different days because the games got rained out a little bit and it got delayed, and so it went in from Sunday and a little bit of the part of Monday. So, yeah, that's an interesting history lesson for you all, kids. Falcons, Panthers, come on now. That's not even a question. I'm going with my aunt's team, the Falcons, Aunt Vonda's team. Lions, Cowboys. Lions, you're better than the Cowboys. You were better last year when you faced the Cowboys. You just made too many unforced fourth down conversions. You tried to convert on fourth down one too many times. You went to the well one too many times. We can learn from our mistakes. And real quick, before I leave, I know this is kind of quick. Bengals, Giants, got the Bengals. Then 49ers beat the Seahawks last night, and the Bills are going to beat the Jets on Monday. And I know that was kind of an abrupt ending, but I totally forgot that my sister has practice and because of the competition. So I will try to make it longer next week. I'm so sorry for the abrupt ending. Apologize for that. But I love you guys. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Isaiah Pfeiffer. And peace out. We're out.